Good evening and salutations, my Y&R fans. So, I've been going for a little bit as far as doing Y&R videos. I think I did one like 5 days ago, and I haven't watched the episode since, and I was missing it like crazy. So, I had a little extra time. I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a review, but I want to sit there and watch it, just sit there and keep what's going, to keep up with what's going on. So, when I do a Y&R review, I'm not totally out the loop. And I want to talk about Phyllis for a minute because I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't understand what the hell it is that she's doing. I really don't. There's a lot of things in this show that don't add up. And sometimes I feel like people watch this show because they've been watching it for so long that it's just like, yeah, well, some of the episodes aren't really that good, but I don't know. I enjoy certain characters and things of that nature. It's like me and General Hospital. When I first started watching these episodes of General Hospital, amazing, amazing. I watched it today. I was like, what the hell are they doing? And yet I still watch it. So Phyllis is still on this determined, this whatever the hell you want us to think. She's still on this vendetta to run Diane out of town for things that she did 20 something years ago or longer. I don't even remember. Um, and to be honest, if it's longer than 20 years, it's like Jesus Christ, lady. Um, she's talking to Summer, and Summer's like, what would you snip there doing talking to that reporter? It's just like, you're up to something. You're trying to get this reporter to dig up some sort of dirt on Diane to get her exposed or ruin her life or something like that. My whole thing is like, I don't understand if Summer and Kyle had such reservations about their parents, or particularly, no, screw that, particularly Phyllis, working there. Why the hell would you still actually allow her to work there? Why would you even hire her? They had so much suspicious from jump to actually have her work there. It's like, are you kidding me? Now I say both parents, but let's be honest. Diane got the job first. She was already in there. Okay, Phyllis decided to jump on board after she already turned them down the first time. Turned somebody down the first time. She has all these reservations. She's like, what are you doing? This, that, and the third. I'm like, boo, you already hired her. So what is with the scowl, the sort of crying face that's going on? Like, what is with that? You hired her. And she's all like, oh, well, I was there to sit there and provide information about Ashlyn, and I begged her so this way I can get information. I can tell you guys this way I can have you guys avoid any sort of questions that she may ask. That is like the worst excuse possible. And you know what? Summer somewhat believes it. Or believes it enough to drop, the questioning. Billy comes over there and he's like, all right, so here's the papers. You can sign them to sell the hotel. I'm like, Phyllis, why are you really selling this hotel for? I mean, let's be honest. If she's selling this hotel, this way she can work at Marquetti just to get back at Diane. Let's just think about just how stupid that is, okay? You drove you ruined your relationship with Jack. You're going to ruin your relationship with your daughter. You are selling a hotel that you worked at, to become the hotel it is. You literally put your blood, sweat, and tears into this hotel. You're going to give it all away so this way you can have a crack at Diane? This is like this. I love the fact that it's giving some drama, and I think that that's interesting. But I'm like, in reality, I was like, this is the stupidest character that I've seen so far. The relationship with Jack is soon going to be, when this whole thing is exposed, Summer. In a hotel that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into just to get back at a woman for stuff that she did over 20 years ago. If you're a Phyllis fan, please tell me why. I mean, don't get me wrong. On GH, I'm a Sunny fan, and I've called him out on numerous amount of things lately. So if you're a Phyllis fan, just please tell me why. What the hell is Kyle doing at this point? I mean, yeah, he sees Diane flirting with Jack, and he comes in there, and he brings her out, and he's like, "What's going on? I see you're flirting with Dad. It's not right." Why? Jack isn't attached to anyone. You're not seeing anyone. What's 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 the harm in a little flirting? I say, and it's I say that because I know somebody said that to me when I was really going hard on the character Wendy that was flirting with both Trip and Joey. And they was like, "What's wrong with a little flirting?" I'm like, because they're brothers and I feel like you're unintentionally playing them against each other. But these two people are unattached. So why the hell are you so upset and so uptight about Diane getting close to your dad? When Jack does talk to him, he tells him, "You need to sit there and back up. You need to just enjoy the life that you're having. Stop worrying about every little thing. Nothing's going on. Everything is fine." Well, Kyle has a talk this summer. You know, Kyle is like, listen, they haven't done anything yet. When they do something, we'll step in. But until they do something, we can't sit there and keep trying to police them, looking over their shoulders every 5 seconds. I'm like, that's the best advice that you know, well, not the best advice. Well, yeah, that's the best advice that Jack has been saying to Kyle. And I'm just like, bro, again, this whole thing is just so stupid because you could have just not hired Phyllis and that just could have solved everything. But you hired her. You believed in the crap that she was saying. I'm just like, lady, how are you running this corporation and you having your mother snowball you or snow you into this story where it's like anyone with eyes can sit there and clearly see that she's lying. Um, Billy calls up Chelsea, tells her that, he's going to be done with the podcast and that he's just going to focus all his time to support Lily and just be the corporate man. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I think that in the beginning, his podcast and stuff like that was very cringeworthy and everything. Um, this is coming from a person who does YouTube, you know? But so I take my criticism kind of seriously about that. But it seemed like something he was really enjoying. And yeah, he made a commitment to Lily. But if this is something that he really is enjoying and, it's not like it's some sort of financial strain on both of them, why don't he just pursue something that he genuinely loves doing as opposed to doing something because he thinks it's going to make her happy? Anyway, he tells her that, and he's pretty much like he's passing the podcast off to Chelsea. So, Chelsea's like, I don't know if I can do this, yada, yada, yada. And Chelsea is the type of person that if you give this chick a little bit of attention and you say a couple of nice things, she takes what you're saying to, oh, yeah, no, this clearly means that he wants to be with her. That's what that means. That means he wants to be, yeah. That's a go song right there. And she kisses Billy, and I'm like, I would sit there and say, have this woman lost her goddamn mind? But this isn't the first time that she's been crushing on somebody who was spoken for. You know? I feel like if the actor that played Ray didn't leave, they'll probably have her snitchy trying to seduce him. But since that didn't happen, Billy is the next obvious choice. I didn't really care for the scene between Chelsea and Sally. It seems like they can't help themselves to get into a cat fight. Well, not a cat fight. And I really don't even like saying that word. So I'm gonna try to say it as low as possible. Because if men are fighting, what am I gonna sit there and call it a dog fight? Anyway, they can't help but to sit there and fight each other. I don't remember who saw who. I think it was Chelsea. I think it was Sally that saw Chelsea. And instead of her just walking away and like, okay, I saw her, whatever. This isn't like, okay, they were both at Crimson Lights or Society, and it was like, you know what, listen, I'm not gonna sit there and leave because this person's here. No, this is a park. You could have just walked somewhere else. I'm pretty sure it's a big park, but for some odd reason, Sally couldn't help but get into it with Chelsea about Adam. And they go back and forth, and you know what? In the end, guess what? They both look like a pair of jackasses, both of them. And Sally comes back and she's steaming and she talks to Chloe, and Chloe's like, I'm sick and tired of hearing about Adam. Tells her about the laptop that was stolen. One second. I didn't feel like sneezing on camera. Um. Anyway, talks about the laptop that was stolen and how Adam is most likely responsible. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's terrible. I'm so glad. I'm so sorry that he got caught up in this whole mess. And talk about um, the fact that Adam's still digging dirt on, the Ashton case. Now, of course, Adam does have his laptop. He has some guy that's there looking into it, and Kevin is banging on the door, banging on the door. So the guy puts the laptop away, and Kevin comes in and he's like, I want my laptop back. Adam's like, what laptop? They go back and forth, and Kevin's like, you have my laptop, and, we could sit there and do this nice way, or I can sit there and call the cops or whatever. And Adam's like, if you had more proof, you would already had an officer at the door. You don't have one, so you have nothing, and you can go now. Kevin realizes that he doesn't really have any proof that he took the laptop, so he has to leave. He winds up calling Chloe. He's like, yeah, listen, at this point, I'm screwed. The guy is able to hack into Kevin's laptop and see, the police report that Chance, wrote. And the guy leaves. Adam looks through it, and it's pretty much everything from what happened. I think last Friday or the Friday before that, when essentially Chance, a lot of C names, Chance just wound up dropping the investigation. So he calls up Chance and he's like, I want to sit down and have a talk. I'm just like, I guess he thought he was going to get some sort of incriminating evidence on his dad. But all he saw was something that eventually was going to be public knowledge. So you didn't really get anything, and now you're all just like, oh, he turned a blind eye. Okay, well, what are you going to sit there and do? You're going to turn him in? You're going to sit there and say he's a dirty cop? What is your plan, Adam, to get back at your dad? I feel like at this point, and this is something when he talked to Jack, and turned down the CEO project because he was like, oh, I got another project in mind. You mean revenge? And Jack was like, listen, first of all, I'm sorry that you turned down the position. I'll keep it open just in case you change your mind. But he's like, yo, you don't want to do that. You left the company. You left the Newmans and stuff like that to get away from all that drama. Focus on something more positive. Stop going back at it with your dad and your family and everything like that. If you're having so much issues with them, walk away. Um, Now, I don't know if this comparison is going to really make a lot of sense, but I'll just put it out there. Having an argument in a fight is the same thing as far as being invited to a party. You can always choose to not attend. And essentially, that's what Jack was there saying. You don't have to keep going back and forth with your dad and your sister and whoever else. You can just let it go. Of course, that's not what he's going to do, but, it is what it is. So he winds up calling Chance. He's like, yo, we got to talk. Now, that being said, kind of curious about the next episode. Like I said, I haven't watched it in about 5 or so days. Kyle doesn't want Adam to be CEO. And I'm just like, bro, you left the job to sit there and focus on this other job. Why are you sitting there whining about Adam being CEO? He even says that he's a competent person. He's like, oh, well, he comes with a lot of baggage. Yeah, it's this thing called life. Eventually, everyone comes in with baggage. Between you trying to police your parents and telling him who he should and shouldn't hire, don't you have a better use of your time that you could be doing? I don't know. I also kind of find Kyle and Summer really pointless. Um, but I also feel that Mariah and Tess are pretty much pointless too, so whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's about it. I was also sitting there taking notes on my bed when I wasn't there watching it on my TV. So, one second. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it. Like I said, I was also sitting there taking notes on my bed when I was sitting there watching it. So, sometimes I sit there and wonder. I mean, I've done that like rarely, but it makes me wonder, is that more conducive to actually work or, writing my notes as opposed to me just sitting in my chair writing my notes? I guess we'll find out. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see everyone in the next video.